The Mercedes-AMG CLE53 is still sporty sans roof. First drive review. All the power and grace of a Mercedes-AMG 53 model, now with unlimited headroom. What happened to the convertible? It used to be the ultimate symbol of freedom. Top down, wind in your hair, not a worry in the world. But the iconic drop-top has all but disappeared over the last decade, with buyers seemingly falling out of love with the idea of unlimited headroom. Mercedes-Benz is one of the few brands still building new convertibles. Hell, it's one of the only companies with multiple convertibles in its lineup. The recently introduced CLE, which bridges the gap between the outgoing C-Class and E-Class coupes, gains a new convertible variant, which helps keep the dream of a sporty drop-top alive. And it does a damn good job of it. In Mercedes-AMG speak, the number 53 marks the best of both worlds, cruising comfort and canyon carving capabilities. That's true of the CLE53. Under the hood is a sultry turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six mild hybrid powertrain that makes 443 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a smooth-shifting 9-speed automatic and 4-matic all-wheel drive with a rearward bias. There's nothing overly sporty about this car in comfort mode. The engine delivers immediate torque and buttery smooth thrust to get you where you need to go quickly, but not harshly. The suspension is supple and soaks up even the worst pavement Miami has to throw at it. And the steering is lightweight enough for your grandma to manage. Sport and Sport Plus modes liven things up, sharpening the throttle, tightening the steering, stiffening the suspension, and sending an even louder burble out of the quad exhaust tips, which you can hear even more clearly sans roof. Hammer the accelerator and the CLE53 cab goes like stink to 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds, or 4.2 seconds with the optional race start package, which includes launch control. Through the few corners Miami has to offer, read, roundabouts and highway on-ramps, the CLE53 cab exhibits excellent body control. There's not much roll or pitch, nor any obvious signs that this car had its roof chopped off. Mercedes added extra rigidity to the chassis to account for that lack of metal. The one clear and obvious downside of the CLE53 Cabrio is that it simply doesn't look as good as the coupe. But that's less of an indictment of the CLE cab as it is high praise of the CLE coupe. Mercedes still did an excellent job making this convertible appealing. The large Panamericana grille and gaping corner vents keep the CLE's face angry, which offers a nice contrast to the cabriolet's otherwise elegant lines. Signature AMG power domes protrude from the hood on either side of a functional center air outlet, while the rear end shines with a full-width light bar. AMG-specific flares and fenders, meanwhile, blend seamlessly with the CLE53 stylish and optional 20-inch wheels. With the top down, which happens in about 20 seconds at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour, the CLE Cabrio is properly pretty. Like most drop-top Benzes, the CLE53 comes standard with a neck-warming air scarf, which sends warm air to your upper extremities when you need it most. Heated seats also come standard on the CLE53 cab, but ventilated seats are an option. I was glad to have them amidst Miami's blazing sun. Yes, even in early February. To keep the beautiful black leather cool during the hotter summer months, Mercedes treated the seats with a special coating that reportedly keeps them up to 23 degrees cooler than the outside temps. Never once did I hope back into the CLE53 and burn my butt. A pop-up wind deflector just above the front windshield offers a bit of reprieve from wind and road noise. Simply toggle it on or off using a button between the roof controls. But even with the wind deflector engaged, there's only so much wind and noise it can block out. I still closed the roof to take a call over fears it would be too loud. And because the CLE is longer than the outgoing C-Class Cabriolet, by about 7.0 inches, the rear seats are more usable. Average-sized adults still won't be comfortable in the back seats for long distances, but now there's a bit more legroom and headroom for shorter bouts. And there's 9.6 cubic feet of cargo space in the trunk with the roof removed. I shoved 3 smaller bags back there with ease. The technology inside is identical to what you get on a standard CLE53. A 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and an 11.9-inch touchscreen, both running the latest version of MBUX. There are a few fun quirks, like a screen that shows you exactly how much power is being doled out at a moment's notice, and a few customizable clusters. But it's all pretty standard MBUX. One thing the CLE53 cab adopted from the SL is the tilting center display, which adjusts at up to 40 degrees to deter glare. At $83,750 with destination, the CLE53 Cabrio slots in neatly between the 386 horsepower BMW M440i convertible, $74,025, and the 523 horsepower M4 competition convertible, $97,175. Its two chief competitors. The 349 horsepower Audi S5 Cabriolet doesn't match the Merc in terms of power or acceleration, which explains its more affordable $67,195 price tag and most of the add-ons on this particular car. The AMG Night Package, the 20-inch wheels, and more, push the price over the $90,000 mark. With a few more add-ons, the CLE comes close to BMW M4 territory, which is harder to justify. But the CLE53 Cabriolet still makes a lot of sense for anyone who wants all the perks of Mercedes-AMG mid-range goodness with the added benefit of less roof. The styling is beautiful, the engine is silky smooth, and most importantly, it's a convertible. Mercedes-AMG is still doing its part to keep the drop top alive, and doing it well.